Welcome. In this video, we're going to review an add-on for Jira that you can install to both the on-prem and cloud versions of Jira that will enable a Git integration aspect. You'll be able to connect any of your version control systems you use in your DevOps pipeline, and all of your product and project managers will be able to review any code changes directly from within Jira without needing to go to that separate repository. It'll also enable your developers to link code commits to Jira issue tickets without needing to leave their normal workflow. To begin, here in my Jira Cloud instance that I am running off of, I'll go down to the settings and then find new add-ons. The add-on we're looking for today is Git Integration for Jira. You can see it here at the bottom. It takes just a moment to install. We're going to set up a free trial here today, and then we're going to get started with that integration as a whole. Once you have your free trial and your free trial license applied, click on the Get Started and let's get into making this integration work. Here at the primary Git repository management screen, you can see all of the built-in administrative options that you have for this integration to be live in your environment. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to integrate with our GitLab instance that my team has been working with. It's a small product team. It's a software-based repository that I have just set up very basic for this example. There is an associated video here for you. I will tell you, it's very straightforward. We're going to create a personal access token from within GitLab. If you're using this for a larger team or enterprise, I would recommend using a separate user account and then associating that user with particular repositories. There's no way within this integration to limit which Git repositories it has access to for GitLab. It will just index all available repositories within your version control system here. So you do want to separate out that logically if you have that need. For our purposes here, I'm going to click on the personal access tokens hyperlink, and it's going to take me over to GitLab to create that new API scope. To create that new API, for the purposes of our demonstration here, I am going to take the hyperlink over to GitLab. Since I'm already logged in, it will direct me to the personal access tokens page, and I will be creating one specifically for this Jira integration. Here we are at GitLab. There is one requirement for the permissions, and it is the API scope. The rest of this is customizable to your need. This will be the name of my Jira instance. I have now configured my personal access token, and I will have it generate that token key for me. This will be the only time that the token is visible to you, so copy it down. I'm not going to do that. I am just directly going to put that right back into our Git integration add-on. Here I have input my personal access token, and I'm going to hit next. Here you can see all of the repositories that that user had access to. Since this was my personal account on GitLab, you can see all of the repositories that that personal access token has access to. For project permissions, right now I want to associate it with all projects. If you have a separate repository or a separate GitLab user per project, because that's how you want to segment your workspace for security purposes, you can restrict it to particular projects here. Since this is a personal account and an example, I'm going to associate it to all of the projects in my environment. This is now connected, and you can see that the indexing status is running. This does run at a regular interval. If you do make code commits and link them to Jira projects going forward, you do need to wait until the next index for those changes to be picked up and then added into your Jira integration. We have successfully indexed my GitLab repository set here. I want to view the contents of that GitLab repository and all the index contents. To review all of the repositories that are present in your integration, you'll click on the Git button, either in the cloud instance, it'll be here on the left. If you're on-prem, it will be an option that gets added to the header menu at the top of your screen. In particular, today we're going to be doing some examples off of my Atlassian demo repository here. Back at our Kanban project board, put yourselves in the shoes of a developer working in this that wants to update their issues as they work on it right out of the command line. To do that, As an example, we're going to work forward on issue number hour-5. This is the project key, and then that's the number of the issue on that project board. For this particular issue, I just want to create 3 simple commits so we can review how those changes are viewable from Jira through this automatic integration. So here we are at my repository. I'm going to make a couple of simple edits that are easily reviewable for us on the README. Here is the 3rd commit that I'm making. This will be one of 3 that I create and assign to that Jira card. To get it assigned automatically, just a little bit of magic has to happen in your commit message. Within your commit message, at a very basic level, you need to have your issue number and label within that commit message, anywhere within it. When it gets indexed, Jira will pick that up and associate that with the issue directly. For our particular use case, that was hour-5. Okay, the 3rd commit is done. As part of our issue, I did want to make a couple of additional ones just so we can review multiple commits on that same card. We now successfully have all of our additional commits that we wanted on hour-5, which is that project issue that we were working on. Let's see what it takes to get that re-indexed and available for viewing within Jira. Here we are back at Jira. I'm going to click into and review this issue now. It is in progress. There are a few additional flags and triggers you can have, like putting it into a new status via the commit message. For right now, I want us to just showcase the commit option itself. To review that, here in the menu pane on the right-hand side, we have a Git commits option. And you can see that there is 0 commits. Now, this is to be expected. We have to wait for the indexing to happen in order for those additional and new commits to appear here in Jira. That is typically a scheduled task, but we're going to force it currently, and I'll show you how to do that. At the home dashboard for our Jira instance, we will visit the Git menu and manage all of our repositories. We could see that the last time this was indexed was at 10:59 my time. That was actually about 5 to 10 minutes ago. This would have been before the commits that we had previously made for our issue. Let's re-index this and refresh it so we can see those live. Our indexing has completed and taken place. Let's go back and review that issue card. Back at hour-5, the project card, we will open up the Git commits menu. And now we can see that those 3 commits are available for viewing here on the right-hand side. When you click on the Git commits menu that says how many commits have been made against this issue, it will bring you to a more detailed page so we can review each of those commits in much more fine-grained detail. As you can see, my final commit, 4th commit, and my 3rd commit are all present as individual commit records. And here we can see, without leaving Jira, we are still present within our Jira issue card. We can see that the code has been changed and do that bit of a diff here to review what had been changed. This would be my 3rd commit message. And here we can see what it looks like when we want to view the final commit message that I made. And it will only showcase where the contents had changed. The other convenience option between Git and Jira that comes with this add-on is with the Git commits menu option on your project board. From this menu, you're able to see all commits made to all Jira cards and all issues that have been created in order since the creation of this integration. As you can see, I have 4 commits that have targeted varying Jira issues, and I'm able to review those just as I was previously from a single pane. There are many other extensible options in those commit messages, not just associating with an individual issue, but you can also update the status. I encourage you to review some of the additional documentation around those syntax options to enable your developers to update their Jira cards without having to leave their CLI or their console. I hope this has been a good overview of the Git integration for Jira. With this integration in place, your developers and your DevOps engineers updating those version controls will be able to keep their Jira issues up to date without needing a cumbersome secondary process to do so. Likewise, your project managers and your product owners will be able to stay apprised of all changes to their projects in a more accelerated manner.